What is up, my Unpacked Baggers? Today I got another unpacking video for y'all, okay? Today is a serious one. Y'all know how I do. I'm gonna come real. It's for mature parents only, all right? Mature. If you're not mature enough to hear this, swipe it. I don't give a shit because I need my single parents to hear this. First off, I'm gonna start off with talking to my single mothers. This is to the single mothers that are dealing with baby daddies that don't have it together. I want to share a couple of tips for you guys to let you guys know you can still do it without them. I know. A lot of shit is unfair. It's unreal. It's bullshit. I get it. It's also irrelevant to what you have going on in your life. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Tip number 1, and this applies to single mothers and single fathers. Whatever it is that you plan to do for your children, whatever it is that you were going to do to make them better, to teach them new things, whatever parenting skills you were going to do, parenting advice you were going to instill in them, you were going to do that whether the other parent was there or not. That's rule number 1. Rule number 1, if you can make sure that you put that into your mind, a lot of these other rules are really not going to matter. Because let's think about it now. If it didn't matter what my baby daddy did or not, and I was still going to bring my A game to my kids, it was going to happen regardless whether he's here or not. So the plan doesn't change. So I want you guys to make sure you keep that into your own head, that you're going to do what you have to do anyway, because that's just what kind of parent you are. So that brings me to tip number 2. Everything else is irrelevant. Point blank, period. Nothing else matters. So that means you guys have to stay off social media. Okay. Some of you guys go above and beyond though. You want to say, oh, I'm going to delete the number, but wait, I can't delete the number because we have kids together. Or wait, I can't go to certain places that we used to go to. No, boo-boo, you can still live. Okay. You can still live. And honestly, if you're so focused on what you have to do for you and your children, you don't need to delete a number. You don't need to do a disappearing act or none of that stuff because you're not going to be bothered with it. You're not focused on that. So it don't even matter. You don't have to force yourself to not do something because you're going to be so focused on what you already have planned. Don't even matter. Not trying to hear it. Okay? Stay off the social media. And I'm saying off of their social media. Stop watching what they're doing. Stop trying to figure out how he can do something or she can do something over here, but she can't do this or that with their kids. Because all this time that you're taking to pay attention to what he's doing, what are you doing, ma'am? What are you doing? So stay off of his social media because you got stuff to do today, okay? You can't worry about what he's doing if he's not going to do what he's supposed to do. Or if she's not going to do what she's supposed to do, because there's some fathers out there. I got y'all. Y'all are out there too, I know, that are doing your thing. And I ain't mad at you. It's just that I'm a female, so I'm talking to the mothers right now. Y'all know how I do, right? Y'all know how I do, okay? So stay off the social media. Stay off of his or hers social media. Stay away. Also tell your friends, don't come tell me about my ex. Don't come tell me that unless he's looking for me to bring me some money or to help me with these kids, then you can tell him what's up. Your friends will need to respect that. If they can't respect that, that's not your real friend. Bottom line. Let them know, sus, yeah, I'm not really trying to hear, about what he's got going on, or bruh, hey, she tripping. I ain't trying to hear it, okay? Because you don't need that kind of information into your mind, right? You're trying to focus. You can't focus if you got all these other distractions. So lock it up. Stay off of his social media. Stay off of being even connected around some people that could possibly tell you some stuff, People have a way of seeping shit to your mind and let you know something and get you all out of character, get you all unfocused. Stay away from it. All right? So that leads me to tip number 3. Tip number 3. Use your anger as motivation. Let me tell y'all, this is not easy. but it could be done. Actually, I had a good time with it, to be honest. The reason why I enjoyed this so much was because I didn't have to hide my anger. I didn't have to hide it at all. I just had to channel it into something positive and into something that was going to work for me. So I learned some things about myself. I bossed up. I figured out how to save money better. I budgeted well. I came up. Yeah, so actually number 3 shouldn't be too hard if it's something that you want for yourself. So let me tell y'all, with me being able to express my anger and not have to hide the fact that I was upset, I was still able to put it into something else. So for example, like if I went through something and if we didn't agree on something, or if he walked away, if he walked away, I could be angry and really want to like blow his phone up, go check his social media, go talk about him to other people. I could do all those things, but instead I said, okay, yes, he pissed me off. He pissed me off, and he got the right one today. He got the right one, most definitely. So what I would do was, cool, let me go check out this job. Let me get my makeup together. Let me listen to some good music. Let me make sure my bank account is straight. So I'm not going to spend it on bullshit, because I'm going to get to another level, because I can do this without him. Let me pour my heart into my daughter. Let me find a happy place where she is. Let me find some more positive energy so she can see how strong her mother is. That's how you put your anger into your motivation. And you drive and you push. And then you create another positive spot for yourself instead of getting into a hole. Or as my friend Cynthia said, you catch a case because you channeled it into something else. That's a really good tip. And it's really fun. I know it might sound psycho, and in a little bit it can be a little psycho, because the whole time that you swiping looking for a new job, you like, oh yeah, he got the right one. He got me all the way messed up, and you just swiping and filling out applications, right? It sounds a little off, but it's real. It's going to be real, especially when that bank account grows and you're no longer trying to figure out child support, because I know that's another deal too, right? Child support, like, it sucks. Which brings me to tip number 4. Tip number 4. Yes. Do I agree with you putting your man or your lady on child support? Your ex on child support? Hell yeah. If they're not doing what they're supposed to do and you need that money, yes. But the way that the system is, they don't do nothing but BS you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can sit here and be honest and say, yes, I did the same thing. The court system told me that they couldn't find him. And then they gave me a BS letter saying that I didn't show up for court when I never got a letter in the first place saying anything about it. But for me, my focus was so strong that once I realized that I can do this without him, and I can save myself from the headache or walking on eggshells to try to figure out if it's okay for me to say this or say that around him, so he wouldn't walk away from my kid. At that point for me, I didn't care about child support. I knew my kid was not going to go without. Not only because I have a wonderful village, but because I refused to fail for her. I would go without before she would. So when it comes to the child support system, do your thing. But if it don't happen, you still got to move anyway. You still got to figure out what you got to figure out until any of that happens. Okay, for my next tip number 5, it can be a little bit tricky because some of you guys are only holding on to child support and really digging into this man. Some of y'all got some good fathers out there that are doing what they're supposed to do, but you guys are digging and digging and digging because of your emotions that you have towards the father or the mother. Some of you guys your intentions are not about the child. If you can make it about the child, everything else is going to fall into place like it's supposed to. And you're not going to care about other stuff. So tip number 5, do what you have to do and stop using child support just to get after that man. Do it because that's a need. That's what you need for your child. Now, if you're able to get what you're going to get, hey, do your thing. That's a whole nother battle that you got to fight. If you know you're not right on what you're getting in child support, look, that's not what I discussed. Now, so tip number 6, just make sure your actions are because of your child. No matter what that is, it's because of your child. So even when you decide to do something that's not so great, or if you have that little relapse where you want to go off and show up at his or her house, or snap off, or whatever you want to do, ask yourself, how does this reflect my child? How does this help my child? Does this help my child? Because I'm sure you going off on him don't do nothing for your baby. It don't do nothing for your baby. So make sure your actions are because of them. Okay? Now, yes, you do have to release. Baby, this is Unpacked Bags. You got to unpack, right? You got to let some stuff out. That's all fine and dandy too. You got to make sure you have an outlet. You got to make sure you get around positive people. You know what I'm saying? So tip number 7, make sure you are okay. Because if you're not okay, your kid is not going to be okay either. Right? Number 8. I know I might sound like a butthole when it comes to tip number 8, but tip number 8 is stop making excuses for yourself. Stop making excuses for yourself. There are a lot of times where, I know myself, let me put myself out there for a minute. There are a lot of times where I may say, oh, I'm tired, or it's hard. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. And I only have one child, so I can't imagine you mothers out there. Hell, my mama was one who had 3. She made it do what it do, baby. You got to do what you got to do, okay? Don't make excuses, okay? Excuses is going to make it a lot more difficult. It's going to cause you to cry. It's going to cause you to spend too much time balled up in the corner, okay? We don't got time for that. We got shit to do. So don't make excuses. If you don't have enough money, find some other resources. Ladies, we are talented. We can find other stuff to do to make ends meet, to get it figured out. Tip number 9. Surround yourself with like-minded people, or people who have been through it before, where they can give you good tips and good advice on how to get through it. Every time we have a little bit of hope, or if we can be around somebody who we know has been through it or is going through it, let's get through this together. So surround yourself with people that are going to give you some positive feedback, or going to tell you like, sis, I went through it too, or bruh, yeah, it gets a little tough, but you can get through it. So make sure you surround yourself with those people. Don't isolate yourself. Sometimes you do need some time alone, but it's not always healthy to be by yourself. So make sure you get around like-minded people. Okay, hey, have play dates. Let's just talk. Let's just talk it out. I just need to release some stuff. So surround yourself with people that have been through it before, where they can tell you for a fact, for a fact, I can come out of this because she did too. That kind of energy will really help you get through. And my last tip, which I can go on and on and on with these tips, baby. I can go on and on. Tip number 10, celebrate yourself. I don't care if it's that you just woke up and went through it all again. You survived. Your kids ate. They have clothes on their back and shelter. Celebrate yourself. You made it through a day. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Okay, now I wasn't all the way down and out, and I thank God that I never hit rock bottom. I thank God for that. I can't imagine if anybody has, or if they're headed in that direction. I remember though, waking up every morning, crying in the mirror, saying, Amanda, you got this today. Whether I believed it or not, I got up and said, you got this. Before I went to bed, after my daughter was asleep, I went back in the mirror, whether I cried or not, and I said, you did it. You celebrate yourself. I don't care if it's that I got through a bedtime story with my kid and we created a memory. Celebrate it. Be excited about it. That way you can go to bed with something positive and start your day off with something positive. Don't go to bed angry. What is it that you did differently today? And if you didn't do anything different, you survived, honey. You got through it. I didn't cry today. I didn't cry as much today. Yesterday I cried 4 times. Today I only cried 3. Maybe the next day it'll only be 2. Celebrate yourself. Don't lose sight of who you are, okay? Even if you become this person that you don't even understand who you are. Each day matters, especially if you have kids. And that's why this is so important to me. Because the children really are the future, and we want so much to change the world and all this stuff, but we don't start with ourselves in order to let our kids see what we're doing. So celebrate yourself, sis. Celebrate yourself, bruh. You're doing a good job. I want to take this moment to give a major shout out to my mother, who have showed me how strong she is and made me want to make sure that my daughter can see how strong I am. Same shout out to my sisters, all of my sisters, every last one of y'all. All of y'all are strong. You do what you got to do. Point blank, period. Whether you're single, married, it don't matter. You doing your thing. To my aunties, y'all know where we stand. My village, my grandmother. And major shout out to my friends, especially the ones that have dealt with some of the things I have dealt with, that have went through worse things than I have. You guys are kicking ass. To my girls, in the way she moves, I love y'all. Y'all know what it is. Everybody else, I appreciate the love and the support. Please comment below what you feel about these tips. If you have any more tips, put them down below so other people can see them, okay? Y'all make sure y'all check out the podcast. We on all podcast platforms, all right? It's Scatter Sites Entertainment. You guys, they got some wonderful podcast episodes on there. Unpacked Bags is in the building. We talk about relationship baggage. That's relationships with your family, your friends, your man, your girl, marriages, divorces, relationships with your kids, all of it. So y'all go check it out. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to this video. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, okay? This one was a little dear to my heart, so I know I was a little bit serious this time, but y'all know what it is. It's all love. I'll holler at y'all later. It's Unpacked Bags. We just unpacking so we can live. You feel me?